Hi everyone, welcome to Slightly Handy. I'm Josh and today we're going to review this Rockler project mat. Originally I was looking at this and it was about 35 bucks and I thought it was a little expensive for what it was, so I got on Amazon of course and tried to find a cheaper version. I actually found one for about 10 bucks on Amazon. Sure, it's not the Rockler one, but it was a silicone glue mat and it says it did all the same things, so I bought it. It arrived. The date showed up in the mail. Rockler's ad came out and this thing was on sale for 23 or 24 bucks, so I ran over, picked one up, and decided to do a side-by-side comparison to see if the Rockler version is really worth the extra money. Again, the Rockler version is about 24 bucks right now on sale, and the one on Amazon is $10. They're very similar as far as specs. They're both made out of silicone, but when you put them side by side, there's a big difference, and I'm going to go through everything that all my initial thoughts along with a test on the two just to see how well they work, and then maybe down the road I can do a follow-up video just to see how they've withstood the test of time. So let's get to it. Alright, what we have here is the Rockler silicone project mat. It's normally about $35. I picked it up for about $25, and as you can see here it is 30 by 15. So that's the first thing we're going to take a look at. And the second one is something comparable off Amazon. It was a lot cheaper. I'll put a link in the description. You can see it's 23 inches by 15 and some change, probably something useful in metric, but it's about the same size. The one from Rockler is a little bit bigger in this direction here. It's about 7 inches bigger, but let's open them up and see what they look like. All right, so here they are, laying on top of each other. You'll notice that the Rockler mat's about 6 inches or 7 inches wider in the one direction there. You know, and that was mentioned on the box too. So it'll be a little nicer if you're gluing together something longer. Width-wise, they're about the same. The Amazon mat's about 5/8 of an inch bigger in the one direction, so no real difference there. You won't notice anything in the workshop. A couple other differences is Rockler was sure to put their name on this just so you know whose is whose, and overall the Rockler one feels much heavier duty. I think it'll stand up better to I don't know, cuts or anything like that, or wear and tear. I just think it's a nicer made product. It's also about 1/8 of an inch thick, which is substantially thicker than the one on Amazon, which is maybe a 1/16 or a 32nd in thickness. So the one on Amazon definitely has a thinner feel for sure, and the one from Rockler is very just real heavy duty. I think it'll hold up better. So first impression, the Rockler one's definitely worth a little bit more money. So and they certainly charge you for it. So we're gonna get some wood glue on it and see how the wood glue comes off. One thing to mention is the Rockler has these ridges in here. So I think what's gonna happen is if you don't have a lot of glue on here, the glue is probably gonna stay in these little grooves. And whenever you go to take it out, I have a feeling that it'll come out in sort of straws, which from experience with silicone, it should release pretty easily, but it might come out in all these little straws and you might have to spend a little more time taking it off of this. Compared to the Amazon mat, it's flat, there's no contours or anything, so what I think is whatever glue's on here will come off in a sheet, and it'll just be easier to remove from here. But we're gonna try all that out. We're gonna stick a piece of wood to both of these and make sure it all comes off nice and easy, and we'll go from there. We'll see which one's worth it, if it's worth spending the extra money on the Rockler, or if you can get something cheap on Amazon that'll work perfect for what you need it. All right, so what we have here is the Rockler mat on this side and the Amazon mat on this side. And I've got a few pieces of wood here. There's some junk wood. I'm not real worried about what the wood looks like because I'm not testing that. I just want to see how they stick to each one of these. So I'm going to glue them across here like this, and then I'll put some glue on either side and see how it peels off, and we'll take a look. The only glue that I have right now is this Gorilla Glue. It's just some glue I had laying around. I'm in the middle of moving, so I don't have my big tight bond container anywhere, but I figured this will do for now. And so we'll just stick it on there and we'll see. This is a brush. I think I got it from Home Depot or Lowe's, but the tip is made out of silicone here, so whatever you glue, after you're done, you just let it dry and it peels right off of there. It's really great. It's for paint and glue on stuff. They sell them at Rockler too, but it's a real great product. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put some glue on each mat here, along with on the back of each block. I'll spread it around a little bit. I'm fast forwarding through this section just so you guys don't have to watch a whole lot of me spreading glue around. I'm basically just trying to make it really messy so that we can really see how the mats work. Okay, and we'll let this sit overnight and see what it looks like tomorrow. I'll peel this off and we'll take a look and see how well it works. I'll leave this sitting out just so you can take a look at that. If you haven't seen one of these before, you can see how it comes off of this thing too. So just leave that sitting out and we'll go from there. We'll stick it in that, maybe if it'll get it to stick or something. So, all right, so we'll come back to this tomorrow and take a look to see how well each mat does. All right, so we're back. A couple of days have gone by, all the glue's completely dry, and I figured we could take a look at it and see how it turned out. So first off, this is the glue brush that I had. I just stuck it there. Wow. Peeled all the glue right off the mat. There's still a little bit of stuff that's wet under there, but you can see that the glue brush is made out of the same material, the same silicone, so it peels right off. Of course, it's still wet, so it's gonna make a liar out of me, but once it's dry, it peels right off, and it's real easy to remove from the brush, so I'll just leave that sit out and cover that another day. But let's take the blocks off, see how that looks. Wow, nice clean release from both sides. There's a little bit of glue residue on here, but if I rub it a little bit, it seems to release from the mat, so that's pretty neat. You can see from the Rockler mat, it left the imprint on there, and then the other side was just the smooth glue there, so it's pretty neat. Same thing again, release nice and easy. Stuck to the wood real well, which is what we expect, but didn't stick to the mat, so seems like works pretty well there. Let's try some of these loose pieces off here and see if we can't get the glue to just peel off on here. Yep, just comes off nice and easy like that. Even this stuff here. If it didn't have a wet spot right there, I would just sort of roll it up in my hands, but I don't really want to. Comes right off pretty easy. Pretty nice. All these little pieces come off. Not bad. Let's take a look at the Rockler mat and let's see. So that's pretty neat there. I'm just sort of bending the mat here and it's just peeling right off. So I mentioned that I expected that these would come off in sort of straws or little like sticks almost, but I put enough glue on there to where they all sort of connect with each other. So this whole thing peels off in one nice piece like that. So that's kind of cool. I expected they would all come off in little pieces like this, but it seems the whole thing has come off like that. But pretty interesting mat here. They both work pretty well. I think the Rockler one might be a little bit nicer. Obviously, it has a nicer feel to it and a lot heavier duty, but you know, they both seem to work. This is what I was expecting with the Rockler mat, is whenever you have the glue in there kind of light, it would come off in little pieces like that. It might be a little more difficult to clean, but I've seen some videos of some other YouTubers where they've poured epoxy on the whole mat, and when they peel it off, it completely cleans the mat. So maybe that's something I'll try too. But I mean, so far both mats work pretty well. I'll continue to use them both and see if I can maybe post another review down the road and share some more experiences about them. But they both work pretty well, so I'm pretty happy with them both. All right, so just to give you guys a recap, the Amazon mat was about 10 bucks and is a little bit smaller than the Rockler mat and a lot thinner than the Rockler mat. The Rockler mat is normally 35. Got it for about 24, I think it was, and it's definitely heavier duty. It's a little bit bigger in the one direction, and I mean, performance-wise, they both work pretty well. I think the Rockler mat will probably last a little bit longer just with how it's made, but I'm pretty happy with them both. If I were going to go out and buy one, I might start with the $10 Amazon one and just sort of use it until it wears out. If I want wanted something that was gonna last a little longer, I'd probably go with the Rockler one and spend a little bit more money. Certainly wait till it's on sale, because I don't know if it's worth 3 times as much as the one on Amazon. But overall, I'm pretty happy with them both so far. I'm gonna keep using them and see how long they last. So thanks for watching. This is Josh from Slightly Handy.